Today, February 18th, 2026, we invite you to pause and reflect on the world as it is right now. Each day brings new stories, new challenges, and new moments of hope. The date on the calendar is more than just a number. It's a marker of the events and emotions that shape our collective experience. Across busy streets and quiet neighborhoods, we explore stories that shape millions of lives, stories that ripple through communities and across borders, connecting us in ways we may not always see. News is our window into the experiences, struggles, and hopes of people worldwide. It's how we witness the triumphs and tragedies of others, and how we learn about the dreams and fears that unite us all, no matter where we live or what language we speak. From the start of Ramadan, a time of spiritual reflection and community, to the ongoing crisis in Gaza and Egypt's ambitious projects that promise a brighter future, today's headlines reveal the complexity and interconnectedness of our global community. These stories are not just news, they are the heartbeat of our era. These stories, of faith, hardship, and progress, remind us that life is a blend of celebration and struggle. They show us the resilience of families breaking fast together, the courage of those facing adversity, and the determination of people building a better tomorrow. Understanding these events helps us become more informed, empathetic global citizens. By listening, learning, and sharing, we build bridges of understanding and compassion that reach far beyond our own communities. The start of Ramadan, the suffering in Gaza, and Egypt's development efforts are not isolated. They reflect the values, hopes, and challenges that define our era. They remind us that progress and pain often walk hand in hand, shaping the world we share. As we follow these stories, let's look beyond our own lives and connect with the wider human family. Let's remember that every headline is a call to empathy, a chance to see ourselves in others, and an opportunity to stand together in solidarity. Each headline is a thread in the tapestry of our shared human story, weaving together moments of joy, sorrow, hope, and resilience into the rich fabric of our world. Ramadan has begun for many Muslims around the world, marking the start of a sacred month filled with devotion, reflection, and community. As the sun sets and the first evening prayers are called, families gather to break their fast and share in the spirit of togetherness. But the beginning of Ramadan doesn't happen everywhere at the same moment. In fact, the start of this holy month can differ from country to country, and even from city to city, depending on local traditions and interpretations. The timing is determined by the sighting of the crescent moon, a practice rooted in centuries-old Islamic tradition. Weather conditions, geography, and even the method of observation, whether by eye or telescope, can all influence when the new moon is seen. This year, countries like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Palestinians began fasting today, joining together in the first suhoor and iftar of the season. Meanwhile, Egypt, Jordan, and several other nations will begin their fast tomorrow as they await their own confirmed moon sighting. These differences are not new. They are a centuries-old tradition that connects the faithful to the rhythms of the natural world and the cycles of the moon, reminding Muslims of their shared heritage and the importance of patience and observation. The staggered start is not a sign of division, but rather a beautiful reflection of Islam's diversity, local customs, and the unique ways communities celebrate their faith. Whether fasting today or tomorrow, Muslims worldwide are united in spirit, dedicating the month to prayer, charity, and reflection. Across continents and cultures, the essence of Ramadan remains the same, a time for spiritual growth, generosity, and compassion. The variation in dates only highlights the beauty of a global faith practiced in many ways, with each community adding its own traditions and flavors to the celebration. Ramadan's beginning is a powerful reminder of unity through diversity, showing that even when we start on different days, the spirit of Ramadan brings the world's Muslims together in faith and hope. For Palestinians in Gaza, Ramadan arrives not with the usual anticipation and joy, but under the shadow of devastation and uncertainty. The city, once alive with the sounds of celebration and prayer, now echoes with the silence of loss and the weight of ongoing conflict. Amid deep crisis and sorrow, families try to hold on to hope, even as their lives are upended. The streets are filled with memories of what once was, and the pain of what has been lost is visible in every face. Despite a declared ceasefire, violence has continued, shattering any sense of safety. Since October, hundreds more lives have been lost, and the cycle of grief seems unending for so many families. The holy month, meant for peace, reflection and community, is now overshadowed by daily hardship and the struggle to simply survive. Prayers are whispered in damaged mosques, and families gather in makeshift shelters, clinging to faith. Food and clean water are desperately scarce. Promised aid often fails to reach those in need, making even the most basic meals a daily challenge. The simple act of breaking fast has become a test of endurance and resilience. Traditional iftar gatherings, once filled with laughter and abundance, are now replaced by long lines at soup kitchens. Here, families and children share simple meals, grateful for whatever they receive, united by necessity and hope. The spirit of Ramadan persists, but the emotional and physical toll, especially on children and parents, is immense. Exhaustion and worry are etched into every face, yet families continue to support one another. Faith and resilience endure, even as the psychological and physical burdens grow heavier each day. Children try to play among the ruins, and adults pray for relief and safety. This Ramadan in Gaza is a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. A time that should unite and uplift instead highlights the urgent need for compassion and action. The world watches as Gaza calls for urgent humanitarian aid and a true, lasting peace. Only with global solidarity can hope be restored. For now, the crisis transforms a sacred time into a daily fight for survival, but the resilience of Gaza's people endures, lighting a small flame of hope in the darkness. In Jerusalem, Ramadan begins under heightened tension at the Al-Aqsa mosque. Israeli police have increased their presence, and over 250 Palestinians have been banned from the site this year. For many, these restrictions feel like collective punishment, especially during the sacred month. The fears that access will tighten further, denying worshippers the chance to pray at one of Islam's holiest sites. Every prayer at Al-Aqsa becomes an act of faith and defiance. The heavy security and history of clashes add to the volatility, making this Ramadan especially fraught. The struggle for access to Al-Aqsa is a powerful symbol of the broader conflict over rights and identity in Jerusalem. As Ramadan approaches in Egypt, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi extends wishes of peace and unity to Egyptians and the wider Muslim world. His message emphasizes hope, stability and compassion, values central to Ramadan and vital in a time of regional turmoil. Egypt's role as a mediator in the Gaza conflict gives his words added weight. The president's greeting aims to unite the nation and inspire collective resilience. Even amid hardship, shared faith and tradition offer a path toward peace and solidarity. Amid regional challenges, Egypt is advancing major projects like the Alexandria Metro. The National Tunnels Authority has commissioned new studies for the metro's second phase, aiming to modernize public transport in the historic city. The project will transform an old railway into a modern metro, easing congestion and improving daily life for millions. Plans include extending the line to key hubs, connecting neighborhoods and the airport. This investment is part of a broader push to modernize Egypt's infrastructure and promote sustainability. Projects like the Alexandria Metro symbolize hope, progress, and a commitment to a better future. Even as the region faces turmoil, Egypt is building for tomorrow. Today's news, from Ramadan's varied start to Gaza's crisis and Egypt's ambitions, forms a portrait of our world. The diversity of Ramadan's observance teaches us about unity without uniformity. Gaza's suffering is a call to empathy and action, reminding us of our shared responsibility. Egypt's development projects show resilience and hope, even amid instability. These stories are not just headlines, they are reflections of faith, struggle, and the drive to build a better future. Understanding them helps us become more compassionate, engaged global citizens. They challenge us to care, to act, and to connect with the wider human family. In a complex world, these stories matter because they are our shared human experience.